Hey there, and welcome to my channel. My name is Crafty Kathy, and I'm so happy and thankful that you stopped in to craft and spend a little time with me today. I have some last minute, really easy Easter DIY decor ideas that sure to impress your family when they come over for Easter. Or if you want, you can use this as your everyday spring decor. Now, I made these on a really tight budget, and I hope it brings you some inspiration. Now, let's just go ahead and jump into the first one. I have this beautiful picture, or maybe it's a plaque. It came from the thrift store many years ago. On the back of it, it has a tag that says Hobby Lobby, and I absolutely love the lattice look that's on the front, and I love these thick nails that are in the side of it. I think it's a really nice look, but it's starting to lose its color and get tarnished. Then I also have this square. It's just one of those plaques that come in like a pack of 6 at Dollar Tree. And then this statue of Jesus. It was really bright when I got it from the thrift store, but it's losing its color too. So we're going to take all this outside and give it a fresh coat of the Rust-Oleum 2 times in matte white. It brightened everything up. And I didn't get this little square all the way, but that's not important because we're only using that to set the statue of Jesus up on. I'm going to turn this into a little centerpiece to go on my kitchen table. That way when everybody's at my house eating Easter dinner, that's going to be the focal point, and it's going to be so pretty. Now this little garland that I'm putting on here, guys, this came off of a wreath from a thrift store that looked like it had seen its better days. It was terrible looking, and I literally just cut it off of there and cut it in pieces. The flowers look kind of rough, but they're the right color, and they're just going to kind of be a background feature, so you're not really going to be sitting there staring at the imperfections of the flowers. But basically what I'm going to do is just kind of set these pieces down where everything looks like it's kind of even or close to even on both sides of Jesus. And then I did want one big flower right in the center of him at his feet. And when I'm happy with the way all of those pieces look, I have a couple more white flowers that I got in a small bouquet from Temu. And I just cut those down. It's just 2 pieces, and I'm going to stick one on each side. I always like to put like a combination of flowers. I don't want it to be all the same flower. You see, now I have a rose, and I have these little white ones. I'm not even sure what they're called. I'm going to stick that one little snowball looking piece in there, and then this random rogue piece that I have, because that's actually all I had in these white and creamy tones, and I definitely wanted white and creamy tones. I'm going to add 2 little pinches of this super moss that I get from Hobby Lobby. It's just a couple bucks for a bag, and it's way superior over the ones from Dollar Tree, and it doesn't smell like cat pee. Now, there was a couple of little leaves that was bothering me, and I literally just cut them off. Because, guys, this garland was on its last leg anyway. What does it matter? And I want it to look really nice and pretty. And this just goes to show that you can take something simple like a plaque or anything and put a special statue on it and make it so much bigger than what it was and so much more beautiful. This is going to be so pretty on my kitchen table, and let me know what you think about this one.
Come to the water where you will find peace. Take a step into the river. Get down on your knees. Come to the mountain. Well, take it in the view. You will find that life is greater than you knew. When you go through the storm, I will hold you, keep you warm.
Now this second one is actually probably my favorite. We're going to use this wood frame with tin board. It's called from Dollar Tree, of course, and it's really just a little magnetic board. When I opened it up, I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do with it, but decided to paint it white. So I took it outside and spray painted it with the Rust-Oleum matte 2 times white. That's a mouthful. And it was still a little bit tacky, but I wanted to use this beautiful rice paper on it, and I'm going to use the whole thing. So the best way to do this, because the rice paper is a little bit bigger than my board, is to lay it down. I didn't realize how tacky it still was, but I always leave my mistakes in here so that you guys can learn from them and not repeat them. And I'm not afraid to admit I make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes, actually. And I feel like it's important to leave those in because I don't want you guys feeling defeated if you don't make a perfect craft every time. Guys, none of us do. The ones that look like they always do perfect crafts, they just edit out their boo-boos. We all make mistakes. But yeah, I just used my fingernail and I kind of guided it down so that I would know where to cut. Now, usually I don't like straight edges, but in this case, I am going to cut it with the scissors because I want a perfect cut to go around this piece. So that's what I did is I pulled it back up and I cut it off. And as I pulled it up, I realized that it was tackier than what I thought. But it's okay. We can fix it always. It's just crafting. It's going to be fine. So I just used my scissors and cut that perfect edge that I showed myself where to cut at. I'm going to use my permanent glue stick to put this down. Now, I get these off of Amazon. They're like $4.87 usually for a pack of 4. And they just give you a little bit more of a permanent hold. And I love to decoupage with these. It's easier to get up than, say, if you had Mod Podge or whatever. And you can actually see on the back where I made the boo-boo and pulled some of the paint up. But it's okay because we're putting it down in the same spot. So in essence, we're putting it right back down over where we took it off at. And I always start off kind of in the center and work my fingers outward. This is going to be so beautiful, guys. And I decided to take these little corner pieces that I purchased at Temu. There's like 20 or 30 in the pack. They were only a couple of dollars. And I'm just going to put a little dab of glue in the middle. And these are perfect. They're little edges to put on like cheap frames like this and kind of make it look a little bit nicer than what it originally was. Now, I'm going to use this to display my grandkids' Easter pictures. Remember, it's a magnetic board, so I can just stick them on there with a magnet. Now, I don't have those pictures yet, so for now, I'm just going to put one of my vintage pictures of my grandmother and great-grandfather. For the third DIY, I have 2 of these MDF eggs, and they are from the Dollar Tree. These are really thick and nice and great for shelf sitters. I'm not crazy about the color of them, so I'm going to use some of my Waverly Antique Wax to darken them up. Now, I always let you guys know that my antique wax is very watered down. If I had to guess, I would say it's 75% water and 25% wax, or it's possible it may be 90% water and just 10% wax. There is very, very little wax left in there, and I just keep adding water to it, and it makes it last longer, but it also keeps my wax light. I don't want it to get too dark. So I just put it on, and you see I didn't leave it on there very long, and I used a baby wipe to kind of blend it in. And I'm going to do that to both of my eggs. I put that all over the front, but I also put it on the sides and on the bottom portion also, so that it would all look cohesive. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is grab these little postcards. I got these from Temu for just a couple of dollars, and there's a bunch of different ones in there. I wasn't exactly sure which one I wanted to use, but I really liked these that said postcard, and they were very similar in the way that they looked, so I decided to use those. Now, like I said, you could use these as just regular shelf sitters if you wanted, or you could even use these as bookends. So I kind of wanted them to be not matchy-matchy, but so that they look like they went together. I'm going to use that permanent glue stick again. It is my favorite way, like I said, to get anything to stick. I just make sure that I get the edges really good. And if y'all ask me, does this stuff stick? Look at this on my fingers. It definitely sticks. So I'm just going to lay it down where, to me, it looks like it needs to go. And then I'm going to use my little brayer and my fingers to kind of rub it in really well and make sure that we have a really nice adhesion on both of them. I finished up that one on the right, and then I did the exact same thing to the one on the left. And I just think these are absolutely stunning and beautiful, and you've seen how easy these were to create. However, I do want to do one more step, and that's take my black ink. This is permanent ink. I get this from Amazon also, and it's called archival ink. And I just go around the edges, and I'm showing you how I just kind of tilt my ink pad to where it's only going to get on the edges. I just think that it gives it a little bit of an extra kick. You can see these side by side, and you be the judge of which one you think looks better. You may not even notice much of a difference, but I certainly do. It's just a very subtle difference, but I think it's pretty nonetheless. And on the very last step, I want to antique the postcard itself up just a little bit more. And you see I got the most that I could off of that little dauber or dabber, whatever you want to call it. And it just has a little bit of that Waverly's Antique Wax left on it. I just very lightly run it over the picture, kind of wipe off the excess, and also use my finger to kind of smudge it in. Because to me, I think it makes it look more natural, and it just kind of ages it a little bit. And I love the look of anything that's aged. You guys know I love vintage anything. And I hope you like this one as much as I do.
I look out across the water. I smell the salt. I feel the breeze. But in my heart, I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee.
This is crazy, y'all. I came outside so I could repaint my statue, and I hear like a cooing, and I look across the pool, and Loretta is in the cat food bowl. Now, I don't know why Loretta's out, because her pen is totally closed up, so I'm hoping the other guys aren't out, because I saw a hawk out here a few hours ago. So I guess she just wanted to spend a little bit more time with her mom and let me know that I have been neglecting her lately and she needs more time with me. Right, Retta? Y'all don't understand what this girl means to me. Like, I have had her for 8 years. She's my prize. I love her. And she's been sickly. You can see on the top, look at the top right there. You know those are supposed to be red, bright, vibrant, pretty. The other ones have been pecking at her a little bit, and it's just, I can just tell she's not as healthy as she used to be. I give her vitamins. I do everything I know to do for her. And you know, she used to be free range, and it's sad, but since I've had to keep her like cooped up or pinned up, she's been just not as healthy as she was before. Look how beautiful she is. Even side profile. Who's the bum? Who's the bum? Who's the bum tickety? And I feel her crop is full as all get out. So she's been out here tearing up that cat food. Ain't you, girl? Ain't you, baby? Isn't she beautiful? Why, I'm sorry. She's gorgeous. I love you, Retta. Mama loves you. My little girl. See how her little eye, they have like a little, do you see that? You guys that don't have chickens, the way their eyes close. Their eyes don't actually close like ours do from top to bottom. You see that? Everybody thinks that's cool that doesn't have chickens or isn't familiar with them. But anyways, I'm going to go over here and make sure the rest of my flock is still okay real quick. And I guess she's telling me she's hungry, as always. I thank each and every one of y'all for watching all the way to the end. And did you know that if you're on a phone or a tablet that you can touch on my face right here and subscribe to my channel? Also, there's another video right here. If you enjoyed this one, you can tap on it. I'll see you guys soon, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.